another movie, which I have no idea about, called Sulphur White.
Well, you know what we were saying about titles and having very tenuous relationships to the film? Well, I mean,
that's what I mean by I have no idea what it means.
Yeah, well, Sulphur White, I don't know why it's called that.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
No this chemical reactions, no.
there's no chemistry in this. This is based on the true story. It's a retelling of the story of, I think it's David Tate, who is the city banker turned mountaineer and NSPCC spokesman. Hilariously, I was talking to Chris Honeysett. Yeah, I know. Right, that's the thing. I was talking to Chris Honeysett before another screening. We were talking about Sulphur and White. He said, "Oh, is that the one about the city banker and mountaineer? Great. That's two things that are going to make me dislike the man there off the bat." And then, okay, so it's the story of he grew up in South Africa. He had an abusive father. He's grown up. He's become withdrawn. He's become heavily dependent on vices and escapism, alcohol, drugs, things like that. He enters into a relationship, which will be his second serious relationship within his life, and attempts to start a family. But of course, before you know it, his issues start to unravel said family.
What's the matter?
David's a little out of kilter.
What is it?
David?
Come out now!
This isn't you. It's wrecking yourself.
You have all of this.
This is nothing all of a sudden. Why are you a hologram?
I need you to talk to me, Mr. Tate.
This is the first of two movies back-to-back that we got screened this week that star Mark Stanley in the lead. I had no idea who Mark Stanley was, and I'll be really honest, he's not really made a whopping impression on me.
I was going to say, which one of these two is better?
Well, the other one isn't out till next week, and that's the Scottish movie Run. So this is written by Susie Farrell and directed by Julian Jowell. Don't know either of their work particularly. Co-stars Anna Friel and Dougray Scott. You be careful, it's Dougray, not Dougray. And well, here's the thing with this one. I don't think this is anywhere near as well written as it needs to be to really sell it. I think the pacing is off. I think it's a very unbalanced film. I think they make the central figure too unlikable. They bring in the redemption arc that, you know, forms the basis of this true story. The only reason we want to be told this story is because of the redemption arc that turns him into the NSPCC spokesman turned mountaineer.
Sorry, why do we care?
Well, that's it. That's it, isn't it? The problem is you watch the film, you're just watching a guy unravel, and the whole thing is...
Sounds very self-indulgent.
It does. The problem is it's all about the fall and not really about the redemption and the climb back. The climb back seems to happen 15 minutes before the end at best. And this is, doesn't feel like an overly short film. It's 2 hours and a minute long.
Right.
And it feels like the redemption arc is literally 15 minutes at the end. Before that, there's a lot of distance. There's a lot of unspoken stuff. The nature of his abuse is quite badly handled as well. There are some hints, but I think the problem is that they depict it in such a differing way that it proves something of a barrier when the story then starts to rely quite heavily on it. For Dougray Scott, this isn't particularly much of a meaty role. He just gets to play nasty, and really there's not much depth to it provided beyond that.
Yeah.
For Anna Friel, it's mostly a sort of a look a bit scruffy and twitch a little, twitch the bottom lip kind of a performance. Again, not really terribly well written, as in the relationship there isn't particularly well explored. And I didn't really take to Mark Stanley's performance. I don't think he brought anywhere near the charisma that he needed to keep you interested and engaged in what's really quite a downy character.
Well, let's put everyone out of their misery then. And how many thumbs are you going to give this?
Half a thumb for having a beginning, middle and end.